What is going on, guys? It is Coach Kyle here, and yes, I admit I am 2 days late, so I apologize. I have been off my schedule. It's been one of those weeks where nothing else but myself. I'm just battling myself to get things done. So you are not alone if you feel like that with your health and fitness goals. And as I continue to transform the business and continue to grow the business and do all the things necessary to get things done, sometimes I don't want to get stuff done and I just got to suck it up. And the last couple of days, I've been fighting with my own self. So sometimes we are our own worst enemy. But being transparent about it and actually doing something about it relieves all stress. It really does. So anytime that you guys are not feeling like you want to work out or eat well or be around people, we always tell you that is the time you need to actually do that. It'll relieve stress. Just pondering and going back and forth in your head will make it worse. Talk to someone, reach out to someone, be around people, get out of your own head. All right, so I just wanted to kind of call myself out on that, and also maybe it could be a learning process for you. And that's one last point before we get going on this 80% full is learn from other people's mistakes. Don't think that you need to make all the mistakes before as you go through your transformation. Learn from other people's, and that way you get to where you want to be a lot faster. And I think that's going to be huge for anyone, not just in health and fitness, but business related too. And you guys are already doing that by being coached by such a awesome coach like myself and Jason and Ashley. Um, that was kind of tongue in cheek, but no, I do believe that we have a great program and we do provide great coaching. So, um, cut the process down short, and I totally believe you guys will take it to the next level. And that's just the way I think. That's the way I learn. And boom, here we go. So 80% full. We are halfway through the challenge, I believe, right? So we are on week number 5. No, I'm sorry. We're only a month. Hold on, what are we on? We're on month or week 5. So we're not halfway through yet. Almost there. Week 5 though. So it's going by fast. You had your first 2 habits, make time, and you also had eating slowly. And so here's another anchoring habit. And again, we're going to get into the food in the next couple weeks here, but I want to make sure that we understand this habit and the 2 previous ones. There's a reason why these are the first 3 habits. They're the anchoring habits. They're the ones that absolutely will fuel and help you use all the other habits and any other resources you bring, to yourself. And without these, nothing else is going to matter. So if you're eating at 120% full and you're stuffed all the time, and you're telling me that you've been eating well, like all the clean, nourishing foods, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter because at the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. So with 80% full, you probably already know what stuffed feels like. We've been there before. A lot of us have been there. Maybe you're there on the daily. And so there's going to be a lot of mental and emotional that goes into this habit. And what it's going to do for you guys is make you be more in tune when you eat. And that is so important. Just like that mind-body connection when you work out, like if you're doing bicep curls, you're really trying to be inside of that bicep and all the other muscles. That way they're engaged. That way that you're getting the most efficient contraction through that exercise. It's no different when you're eating food. You want to be connected. You want to enjoy the chewing. You want to chew your food enough. And you also want to enjoy the texture and the flavors, and and really just be in tune with that whole process, all the way down to when you swallow and you sit up tall and you're letting that food get all the way down to your stomach. And it might sound like some funny stuff, or this might be different, but here's the deal: is if you're not happy with your body or where you're at, then it's time for you to accept some of these funny things or little practical habits that help you change. Okay, so don't start judging before you try stuff. And so chewing your food up to 50 times is a very practical way for you to slow down, which was the last habit. And then eating at 80% full is you just need to be way more in tune with your stomach and your brain relationship. So this 80% full is not like a number. We're not looking for a number here. We just put that there just so you can have an idea of when you should stop. So I'm going to give you some cues and also some tips. With this one, this is going to be an ongoing process. This isn't like, oh, let's do it for 2 weeks and I have it mastered. Remember, anything that you start to do, it's got to be consistent. It's got to be way longer than 2 weeks. So the first two habits, make time and eat slowly. Well, and even this one, it's going to be a very long process to master them, but you have to be in it for the long run, and we talk about that. So if you fail at first, or maybe one of your meals you stuffed yourself, who cares? Just be mindful on the next one. Let's say if out of 30 meals that you eat per week, you only had 2 that you were mindful of because you've been rushing around from work or taking the kids to school or dropping them off to practice or whatever their schedule calls for, and you're so busy that you just stuffed food down your throat. Get back on the next one. Remember, there's always a new day or a new meal. You can start the new you on the next meal. All right, so the more that you're conscious of this, the better. But if you start chewing your food up more, which is eating slowly, this 80% almost happens automatically. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in deeper. So you know what 120% or 150% full feels like. Maybe on Thanksgiving, maybe on Christmas, a holiday, or maybe a birthday party where you were just feeding your taste buds. You didn't fuel your body, you were just feeding your taste buds. And let's just call that 150% full. And now you know what really, really hungry feels like. 0% full, where you're starving, you're stuffed, you have headaches, you're growling, you're hangry. And we need to find the balance between that one and the 150% full, which is 80% full. Your satiety or your satiety, if you've seen that word, that just means that you've ate enough, that you're perfect, you're satisfied. All right, so we need to find that within you. So check out this plate here. As you see, there's just a little visual, and these are always great because you don't have to finish the whole plate. You really don't. Carve out a slice that you maybe don't finish, and tell yourself that going in. Or maybe just dish yourself up a smaller plate. And again, it's this emotional and, excuse me, I got to sneeze for a second. Oh, didn't come. So it's this emotional connection that you guys need to have. So and it's not gonna be like a very easy thing. Okay, so make sure that you are just conscious of, all right, I think I ate enough. I don't have to eat the rest of that plate. No matter how good it was, save it. Because remember, if you eat fast, which we're trying to work on you eating slow, then your brain won't tell your stomach that you're full yet. So it's going to take some time. So maybe when you take out that slice right here on your plate and you save it, after about 20 minutes, you'll be like, wow, I'm glad I didn't eat that, because then you're gonna become full. Your brain had a chance to tell your stomach that that's it. So let's talk about the hunger cues. We have hunger, we have overfullness, and we have satiety or satia or satia. So when you're hungry, maybe you have lightheadedness, or maybe you're hangry, maybe your stomach growls, maybe you're spaced out. You can't think. Sometimes we get stuck working and we're just stuck on one thought, or we can't get anywhere else. That could be a time where you're very hangry or hungry. Sorry, I just get hangry. So there's one. The other one's overfullness. You're stuffed, you're bloated, you have heartburn, you have nausea, you're gassy, you're sluggish. Have you ever eaten so much where it feels like you have to lay down or you have to just take a chill out? There's no way you can do any activity like walking or whatever that may be. And then here's the one that we're going for, is that satiety. Is you ate enough, you're feeling satisfied, you're energized still, you're no longer hungry. You feel like you can actually do something like a walk. All right, so what is that for you? And everyone's going to be different. So it's going to be a lot of trial and error. I'm still working on eating at 80% full, and really it starts before you start eating. So I'll tell myself, like, let's say for instance, there's like a bunch of taco, like I'm gonna have some tacos or something, like some fish tacos. And typically I'll eat like 4 or 5 of these little tacos. I can just down them. So I'm already telling myself I'm only going to have 3. So instead of 5, I'm going to have 3. So I'm already setting my brain up for that. That way when I finish the 3, I know I'm done. And that way I don't feel like I missed out on the other 2. So it really starts before you begin eating. So have that in mind. Before you start eating, make sure that you're going to work on eating at 80% full. So it's okay to feel a little hungry when you put your plate down. But as long as you're not hangry anymore, or as long as you're not lightheaded or you have headaches or anything like that, it's just a simple way for you to feel a little hungry, and then you go on the rest of your day. All right, so let's see here. What this does too, guys, is let's see, if you have stomach problems, like whenever you eat and you get stomach aches, this could literally, and you're on medications or anything like that, this could literally get you off medications or help with those stomach pains that you have because maybe you just eat too much. That's a huge one. That people are. It's sometimes the answer or solution is so simple. We look for like this complex you know, answer for some of our issues and problems and frustrations, and it's literally so simple sometimes, and we can't look any further than just like this practical just stuff that it's so easy. So I want you guys to really find it within yourself to be conscious the next couple weeks on this 80% full. You guys will do really well. And then we'll get into all the other stuff, which I know you guys have been waiting for, like the eat a lean protein at each meal and eating fats at each meal and a vegetable at each meal. In regards to, it's more practical. Like it's easy to just put it on the plate and see that you've done that habit. But with this one and the other previous 2, there's no tangible measure or anything like that. It's pretty much intangible, right? So it's something that you just have to kind of find within yourself. And here's the thing too is, if once we do weigh-ins again, by the way, which is going to be in the beginning of March, and you're not getting results, there's something going on. You can't tell me that you've been doing well and then you're not getting results. It just doesn't work that way. Your body will change regardless. Whatever you give, as far as you don't eat as much or you work out more or you're eating cleaner, your body's going to change regardless. So, I want to make sure that don't fool yourself. Don't kid me. Don't kid yourself. Because then that's when you really let yourself down. Just be transparent. All right. So 80% full, guys. Let's get after it. Another week in. If you have any questions, please let me know. Reach out to me. I want to see you guys succeed. And if you haven't been in working out this week as much as you have the first part of 2017, let's go. Let's get you in here. Because that's part of your transformation as well, is we need to help you burn more calories and build lean muscle. That way you can burn fat while at rest. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon and see you at the dojo.